everyone. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, soon to be Mrs. Christopher Deity. I'm also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So I hope you guys are ready for my next episode, which is tonight. The new story is called The Watchmaker's Shop, where the watchmaker makes a lot of watches. Maybe a wristwatch or something to do with like bigger clocks, like regular old-fashioned clocks, maybe like grandfather's clocks or whatever, not just wristwatches. Perhaps a giant watch would be like, I don't know, like a giant one that goes on your wall or something like that. So my husband is right behind me. He just walked in. Our cat is downstairs lying on our couch, and I am working on my blanket right now. I'm actually finishing up my single crocheted blanket that I worked on months ago. So I thought I finished the whole thing, but apparently I need a couple more colors to go through so I can use it to go to the movies while I'm, under the blanket. So I hope you guys are ready. And today we also went to the library after my husband got off work. Well, we had dinner probably already, and then we went to the library.
Your chicken legs are in the fridge.
All right, thanks. I'll just put them in microwave anytime soon.
Cool.
I just felt like taking a break from chickens.
Okay.
I mean, I love chicken, but sometimes I need a break.
Cool.
So anyway, we walked to the library. I know it's closed, but there is a little drop off. So that's what we did. Then we walked home. And then I got upstairs and picked up my blanket that's always on our bed. So I decided to bring it downstairs and put it on my lap and continue working on the corners. So anyway, I can't wait to show off more corners, like bigger part of it that I'm still working on. My mom has seen it. She loves the blanket. I'm still working on that. So I hope my mom is watching this. Mom, if you're watching this, I am back on working on that blanket that you saw that's on the bed, that single crocheted with, all the four corners that grows bigger every time I chain one and go to the same stitch and single crochet all of that. So I'm working on it, and it's gonna take me maybe a couple more colors to work on that till it's completely right where my chin is, like really long and wide. So anyway, but yes, I'm working on it. I finished my first slipper with the hot pink yarn, and I'm probably going to work on the second one soon. Also, I'm knitting as well, but maybe I'm probably knitting maybe another blanket, or I am working on the sweater. So hopefully it's the same way that I did when I made my tank tops. So perhaps maybe I can make it the same way and then do both ends of the project, the piece. So I would crochet around a bit, like front and back, and then from the back I will make the straps, sew them together, and then crochet on the strap part, turn it into like sleeves or something. Perhaps. Maybe, but that's what I probably should be doing as well. So maybe I'll make it. It just depends. I mean, I'm a size medium now, so maybe I'm making size medium of the sweater and working on the blanket at the same time, but it's going to take me a while. So anyway, let's get started on the story. The Watchmaker's Shop. I hope you guys like this story. It's a really good one, and it's really ghost story. It's like actual watchmaker's shop. You know, it might exist in our timeline here. So anyway, let's get started. Thank you guys for excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. My friend is trying to call me while I'm doing the show. So I will give her a call once I'm done with this episode. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I had to get back to that. Now I have to find that the story. We are in 163. Oh, I missed it. Crap. Sorry about that, guys. I have to get back to it. Anyway, it's just gonna take me a while, so this is why. My friend is like trying to call me right now, and she wants to chat, but I told her not right now. Anyway, so let's just go with the story right now. As soon as I find the episode 163, and we're gonna start reading the story. So anyway, okay, we're almost there. Sorry about that. My friend is trying to call me, but I don't know why. She just probably wants to chat about something. Okay, here it is. This is episode 163, The Watchmaker's Shop. So without any further ado, get something to drink like I do. I have my Diet Pepsi. Inside of it is Dr. Pepper's flavor, like cream soda of Dr. Pepper, which is 0 sugar. And it's way better than regular. So I'm type 1 diabetic and I can't have any regular pop to drink all the time because it could spike up my blood sugars. But if my blood sugars are extremely low, that's when I need it. But other than that, I can just drink 0 sugar or diet. So anyway, let's continue on the story. Let's get started. So please click like, share, and subscribe, and have a great time and have fun and stay safe. But anyway, let's get started on the story right now. Elias had inherited exactly 3 useful things from his grandfather a box of precision tools, a patient dislike of wasted motion, and the lease to a narrow old storefront no one in the family had managed to make profitable in years. The sign over the window still read Horace Bell Watch Repair. Though Horace had died long before Elias was born, most of the old stock had been sold off or packed away, but the benches, cabinets, and little brass drawers of gears remained. Elias reopened the place, partly out of stubbornness and partly because repairing old watches felt cleaner than marketing job he had recently quit. During the day, the shop was quiet, full of ticking from clocks that waited their turn for repair at night. After he locked the front door and stayed late over complicated pieces, the silence became layered. One timepiece here, another there, tiny mechanical heartbeats, overlapping into something almost communal. The first unexplained thing was not a sound, but a correction he found, a balance spring he had set aside for replacement, already repaired with work finer than his own. Apparently, you guys, Elias didn't know that his grandfather was a repairman. He was like a watchmaker or something like that. And when he passed away, somehow Elias decided to inherit it, maybe finish what his grandfather started, I guess, become the repairman, make a lot of watches, like maybe wrist watches or clocks that can be hung on the wall, like anywhere on the wall. It doesn't even matter, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, or in the office, or like in the kitchen when he's like cooking or whatever, looking at the time, or wherever the clocks can be placed. Even smaller ones, like a nightstand clocks, digital or Roman time clocks, or I don't know, different kind of numbers or whatever, but that sort of thing. So if you like watches, there might be a repair shop, wristwatches or any watches, actual stores. But we actually have those, but it's at Walmart, thrift stores. So those ones. Do we actually have an actual watchmaker's shop?
Not that I know of.
Well, we do have wristwatches sold in thrift stores and Walmart.
Yes.
But we don't actually. Yeah, so we don't actually have an actual watchmaker's shop. It doesn't even exist, but I don't even know because I've never actually been to a watchmaker's shop and see how they made them and repaired these kind of watches. But we actually have seen wristwatches that were sold in thrift stores and at Walmart. So, including at the malls. I mean, there is a mall and they do have watches. Like Marshalls, yeah, Marshalls have watches, like wristwatches, men's and women's, little kids' wristwatches. They also have jewelry. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's continue on the story. It's getting dark out and it's almost 9. And once I'm done with this episode, when I sign off, I'm going back downstairs and finish making my blanket. So, anyway, let's continue on. At first, Elias assumed he had done it in fatigue and forgotten, but then it happened again. With a mainspring bridge he knew he had not touched, and again with a watch face that somehow had its numerals cleaned between the time he turned to wash his hands and the time he turned back. The workmanship was not only excellent, it was old-fashioned in method, the sort of careful adjustment his grandfather had once criticized as Horace level fuseness. Elias told no one because inherited business spaces already encourage family myth, and he was trying hard to build an enterprise rather than a legend. Then one evening, while working under the bench lamp on a pocket watch too damaged to justify the cost of repair, he heard a loop case snap shut behind him. On the back bench, laid neatly beside the cleaned watch crystal, sat his grandfather's engraving baron, one he had left at home. This is a little scary sometimes and creepy, but what if Elias's grandfather was trying to tell him something? Perhaps maybe wanted to show him whatever his grandfather was doing in the past. So maybe his grandfather was telling him that he's okay. So perhaps maybe that's what it is. Anyway, let's continue on. The local jeweler, Mrs. Dunn, listened to his story and immediately asked whether the corrections happened only when he was rushing. Elias admitted they mostly did. She laughed without cruelty and said Horace Bell had been notorious for redoing sloppy work done by apprentices, competitors, and once, according to town lore, by his own son after hours. Horace had believed mechanical care bordered on moral duty when he died. Customers reportedly kept bringing in watches for a few weeks because Mr. Bell wouldn't leave anything unfinished. Elias wanted to dismiss that as small-town romance, but Mrs. Dunn also knew details no outsider should have known, like which bench drawer his grandfather used for pivots, and the fact that Horace tapped the case twice before opening it. That night, alone in the shop, Elias tried it on instinct with a broken watch. 2 taps, the back popped open easily on the first try. once the possibility lodged itself in his mind. The shop's behavior organized around it. Tiny screws he had dropped and given up on would reappear, sorted by size in a shallow dish. A regulator index would move a fraction just before he reached to adjust it, sprang him from overturning the old wall clock in the back room, long broken and kept only as decoration. Began chiming once at closing whenever Elias left, an unfinished repair exposed overnight. He started covering the bench with felt and saying aloud what he intended to tackle in the morning. The chime stopped on nights he did this. It returned when he grew careless. None of it felt theatrical. It felt irritatingly like being supervised. Yeah, I'm guessing Elias was trying to repair it. It's like his grandfather is literally trying to, I don't know, tell him how to repair the wristwatch properly. And Elias somehow, I don't know, getting irritated with that. And he's trying so hard to get it repaired, but the wristwatch is probably not going very well. So his grandfather's ghost is trying to figure out how to help him, how to teach him. Perhaps maybe Elias needed help, but he didn't know it, that his grandfather's ghost tried to. So anyway, let's continue on. Then came the chronometer. A collector brought in a marine chronometer, damaged and shipping, the sort of job Elias desperately wanted. For reputation and desperately feared ruining it. Took 3 days just to settle his nerves enough to begin. On the fourth night he stayed past midnight, alone with the rain scratching at the window and the brass case, open under full lamp light. Every adjustment fought him. The escapeman refused alignment. The timing slipped, no matter how carefully he compensated. At 12:47, in frustration, Elias swore and shoved back from the bench. The overhead lights flickered once when they steadied. A man sat on the stool opposite him in the reflection of the front display. Glass-heavy waistcoat sleeves rolled loop at one eye, shoulders square with the certainty of long practice. Horace Bell did not look ghostly. He looked occupied and faintly annoyed. Perhaps it's definitely Elias's granddad.
Could be.
Who you calling?
Oh no, and I'm just going into my Boost Mobile account.
Paying for it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you paid for it already.
I haven't been into the store yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and do it online.
Okay. I thought you did that on June 8th, like
No,
usually.
not yet.
All right then. Something tells me I think it's probably Horace Bell. That is Elias's long dead grandfather. He was a watchmaker, so perhaps Elias needed him desperately, but he just didn't know that he wanted his help. I can relate to Elias losing a loved one. I lost my grandparents when I was an infant. My mom's father passed away before I was even born, but my grams, she died 2 years after I was born, so I never had the chance to get to know my grandparents. So I don't have any memories of them. But I can relate to him. I know what it's like because I almost died myself, and I almost joined my grandmother and my grandfather, and they said it's not my time yet until whenever, like when that day comes, they'll be waiting for me in heaven. So just like any other person, like we were just watching a show called Mom. We're on season 6 right now, and there was a woman in the AA meeting thing. Her name was Mary. She actually died at the AA meeting, surrounded by other alcoholics. So, well, on the show, not in real life, but her character, I don't know her real name, we just call her Mary. She passed away from natural cause because it was her time. And a lot of people actually do pass away from natural cause. And it's probably because God told them that it is time to come home. Your time on earth is completely done, and we are waiting for you to come home. So our actual home is actually in heaven. So that's our natural true home. So we were created from that, and we were sent to earth. And then once we grow up, and if we like have a mission or something, do what we must do. And when we grow old and God would tell us that it is time for us to come home, our time on earth is done, like expired. Our bodies are dead. Our spirits were pulled out and clearly taken home. So this is what happened to Mary, and this is what happened to a bunch of other people. So kind of like the Virgin Mary in the Bible. And the angel came down to earth towards Mary, and he tells her that it's time for her to go back to where she belonged, truly, in heaven with the Messiah. So she accepted it, and 3 days later, she passed away. She was taken. So back to heaven, and she's been with other angels. She was with God and with her son, Jesus Christ. But nobody found her body. She was already taken away, even when she was like, I don't know. She was never found, I guess, or I don't know who found her. Maybe she was found, but her spirit literally left Earth like anyone else's spirit. One day my spirit will leave planet Earth, and I will clearly go up there in heaven, probably, or probably going to be judged or something. And perhaps maybe if like say if I'm a good person, they'll probably take me to my paradise. If I did, like say if they say I'm guilty or not guilty, if I am guilty, they'll probably take me to the underworld, because that's where all bad people are. Anyway, time moves differently from like either up in heaven or underworld, like beneath the earth. So anyway, let's continue on the story. We are in 30 minutes. I'm nearly done with this story, so it's almost 9 and I gotta finish crocheting a blanket. So anyway, let's continue on. After the story, we'll be doing questions and answers. Hopefully you guys can participate on this, and let me know what you guys think of the story, and you guys can give me any ideas and some opinions, and you probably could try and help me out with all the answers, with questions. Just let me know what you guys think. Elias did not turn around. Some instincts arrive already completely instead. He stared at the reflected man while the shop's dozens of clocks ticked around them, like witnesses. Horace pointed at the chronometer, balanced with one blunt finger. Elias leaned closer, then Horace made a tiny rotating motion, not with the spring itself, but with the seating of the jewel. Elias adjusted accordingly. The reflected figure nodded once. For the next 20 minutes, the lesson continued like that. Gestures, only corrections too subtle for a novice, but obvious. Once shown, when Elias finally set the movement back into motion and watched the beat settle beautifully into place, relief his hit so hard he laughed out loud. In the glass, Horace removed the loop and just for a moment looked less severe than proud. Then the stool behind Elias gave a small creak, and the reflection showed it empty again. After that night, Elias stopped pretending the shop was his alone. He did not become mystical or careless with reason. He simply expanded what inheritance meant. He kept the benches cleaner and learned older methods instead of chasing shortcuts. Clients started noticing that difficult pieces came back from Bell's watch, repaired with a kind of precision people had stopped expecting from anyone under 80. Mrs. Dunn, after examining the restored chronometer, said only, "So he's talking to you now," Elias answered. "More like correcting me." She replied that in their family that was the same as affection on the anniversary of Horace's death. Elias found a small paper tag in his tools drawer with his grandfather's handwriting on it. Closer. He framed it beside the old shop sign. The shop still does strange things late at night. If Elias rushes, the broken wall clock chimes. If he leaves a case open carelessly, he finds it covered by morning. Once after turning away work he thought impossible, he returned to find the customer's note moved on top of the proper reference manual. He took the hint and succeeded. He tells no one outside a very small circle because modern people are comfortable with heirlooms, less so with inheritance that still enforces standards. But he has come to believe some craftsmen hunt not from tragedy, but from unfinished fidelity to their tools. Horace Bell did not stay because he feared death. He stayed because bad repair was worse. Looks like Horace was helping Elias how to repair a wristwatch properly, and he could move on until he helped his grandson with the repairments, like literally teaching him properly. So anyway, the story's finally done, and I hope you guys got this any sense of it. Did this story make any sense to you all, whoever's watching this on live stream? Let me know if this story makes any sense to anyone who is watching this. I don't know if this makes any sense to me, but I'm gonna try my best to get the answers for you guys. So I hope that you guys are getting any of this. So anyway, let's get started on the questions, because we only have 10 questions and 10 answers. I hope that we have a lot. I hope that we've got the best answers, because I'm still processing for any story. I'm kind of confused, so I hope this makes any sense. If you like this story, you guys can click like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If this gets you so excited for the story, and you guys can join me if you wish to. Anyway, let's get started on these questions. Would you keep working in the shop after realizing something was correcting your repairs? Yes. If I saw a spirit repairing something correctly, I would not be afraid. I would actually smile at the ghost if I even notice it. I would give a gentle smile and be brave enough to talk to that spirit. Like Elias, for instance, he didn't know that the ghostly figure was his own beloved grandfather, Horace Bell. If he recognized his own grandfather, he would have like a million questions about the repairments, how to repair all the watches, that sort of thing. If I were him, I would do the exact same thing. So, would you ever done the same thing?
Yes.
If you knew any of the repairments, like any knowledge of it?
Yes.
If you knew how to do it, would you ever do it?
Yes.
There you have it, guys. Even my husband would if he had the knowledge. So, all right, let's go to number 2. Do you think Horace stayed out of pride, duty, or family loyalty? That's a good question, you guys. For me, I think he stayed right by his family. Not just the duty of the unfinished repairments of the watches that he made before he passed away. It's family. He was trying to help his grandson how to repair a wristwatch. He was teaching him, even though Elias never knew that would have been his grandfather's ghost trying to help him, trying to teach him properly. But I think it was loyalty to his family, not because he wanted to stay and haunt the place and make a bunch of ghostly moaning sounds. He just wants to help his grandfather's thing. His grandson would have noticed it, but Horace would have stayed and helped him how to get all these watches repaired. That was the best thing. So, all right, let's go to number 3. We're almost done here anyway. What is more unsettling, a ghostly reflection or invisible corrections on your workbench? I think it's the reflection, not just the correction of the invisible workbench. It's probably the reflection. What do you think?
Probably the reflection.
It's definitely the reflection. If I saw this ghostly figure in the reflection of my mirror, like in the bathroom or in our bedroom. I mean, we have a mirror on my dresser, and if I ever saw the spirit in my reflection, I would be brave enough to talk to it, and I would smile. I would not be afraid. I would actually be a lot braver than anyone. So, I think it's the reflection. Let me know in the comments if you think the reflection is more unsettling than a workbench. Let's go to number 4. Why do craftsmen's hauntings feel so different from sorrow-based hauntings? Well, the reason why Horace ended up haunting his own workshop is because he wanted to see his grandson one more time and maybe help him repair the wristwatches or any kind of clock. So he wanted to make sure his grandson knew how to fix these watches. He would want his grandson inherit this whole thing and make sure he's taking good care of the shop and help customers and have all the knowledge of the repairman, that sort of thing, with the watches or whatever. This is why he wanted to make sure Elias knew everything. He wanted to help him get everything done. No wonder why he stayed. And now he can move on into the afterlife. So he would want to tell his grandson that he's okay. He loves him. He'll be watching over him. He will help him from beyond the grave with the repairman. This is why Horace came down from heaven to help his own grandson with that knowledge, with all the repairments, and give him all the tools, the right ones, just in case. This is why. Okay, guys, let's go to number 5. All right, we have 5 questions before I sign off and go back to working on my blanket. Would you trust a dead expert's guidance over your own judgment? Of course we would, yes. I would definitely trust a spirit. Even I would ask for help, even if I didn't know if I needed that. I mean, if I saw the spirit, I would definitely try to get his guidance, and if he would guide me to anything, and he would definitely help me out too. I would ask the spirit to help me. Where should I go? What should I do? How can I pass along this message from you? Guide me to your loved ones who are still alive. Would you want to give them a message from beyond the grave? Would you trust me on that? The spirit would probably tell me, yeah. That spirit would try to get me to go to his living relatives and tell them that the spirit is all right, no longer in pain, and the spirit will watch over them, telling them that there is something in the box that they might want to see, that sort of thing. But I would trust as ghost if I go and help the living get closure or about the grief, trying to give them a message from beyond the grave. I would definitely do that. All right, let's go to number 6. Do you think inheritance can include standards as well as property? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, inheritance is always a good thing. Like, say, if my mom died, I would inherit a lot of things that she liked most. She would have given me money. She would give me a will. I would probably inherit the will, or she would probably put me on the will. In fact, actually, my mom called me a couple years ago and told me, or maybe, like a year ago or something, or 2 years ago, she told me that she would put me on her will before she dies. She told me when she passes away, I can inherit what she has. Like, literally, you and I both can inherit what she's got after my mom passes away.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably would. And this is what Elias did. He inherited the shop, which is like a watchmaker shop thing. So it's like a repair shop for wristwatches or any other old-fashioned clocks, especially the Roman time clocks, or digital ones too. But yeah, I would definitely include everything. I would definitely inherit anything. And standards inheritance, also, it can, yes. All right, let's go to number 7. What do you make of the wall clock chiming only when Elias left work unfinished? It probably means that the spirit was trying to tell him, go back and finish what you started. What do you think about this question?
We probably should finish what we started.
Well, it says, what do you make of the clock chiming only when Elias left work unfinished? What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't have any words to that. It probably wants, perhaps maybe it's the spirit that was telling Elias to go back and finish it. I don't have any words for that. So let's go to number 8. Was Elias right to stop treating the shop as entirely his? Yes. Of course he did, yes. Because his grandfather told him to. Perhaps if Elias listened to his granddad, everything would be normal, everything would be okay, instead of treating it like it was his own. So his granddad tried to tell him something. That is the reason why. But yes, he did. Okay, we have 2 questions before I sign off. We are in 15 minutes already. Can dedication to craft outlast death?
Yes.
Of course it can. We would dedicate to any spirit, like Adam Sandler, for instance. He dedicated his films to his late father, who passed away years ago. I can't remember. I think it was the movie called Click, perhaps, or Big Daddy. I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that's the movie that Adam Sandler made with Cole Sprouse. When Cole Sprouse was about 6 or 7 years old, he was in a movie called Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. And when his father passed away, Adam dedicated the movie to him. So he wanted to make sure, before his father died, Adam wanted to let his father know that he would dedicate the movie to him. He wanted his father to watch the movie after Adam finished filming and was been released, like go to a premiere with his own dad. So Adam's father died and his dad never had a chance to watch the movie, like go to a premiere with Adam. So this is what Adam did. Adam made the movie. It was premiered and it was released. And Adam felt proud, but he also wanted to dedicate everything to his father. And I think he did the right thing. But with Elias and the repair shop of the wristwatches or any clocks, he definitely would dedicate the shop to his dad. Well, not his dad, but to his grandfather. But Elias did the right thing, yes. And yes, you can actually outlast the death, as long as you respect the shop and the spirits. Okay, we have one more question left before I sign off. Sorry, my throat can be very scratchy. If a dead relative kept improving your work, would you feel comforted or judged?
Comforted.
Agreed. If a spirit ever, let's say my relatives, if my relative were still around, like if I saw my grandma or my grandpa, if they improved my work, I would definitely be comforted. So my answer is going to be comforted. Let me know what you guys think. If any of your dead relatives would improve your dedication to your work and everything, would you ever be comforted? Let me know in the comments if this makes any sense, if this helps you any sort of way of getting your work improved. With my podcasting, it can improve it. So everyone loves my show. You guys love my show because I'm always here 8 p.m. or a little after 8 p.m. I would sign in or something like that, get into this show, and do all these stories and questions with answers. But it would definitely improve. All these ghosts here would definitely improve it. So, okay, guys, we are out of time. I just want to say thank you for listening and watching. And thanks for being very supportive. On tomorrow's episode, we'll be doing episode 164. It is called The River Motel Ice Machine. We'll have to figure out what the ice machine would do from the River Motel. So, anyway, thank you guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. or a little after 8 p.m. It is 16 minutes after 9. So I just want to say thank you and have a great night. And stay safe. And just have fun and stay spooky. I love you guys. And may God bless you and protect you. So keep praying to God and make sure that no spirit can ever mess with anything that you have at home. So do not summon any kind of spirit, because you never know what you're inviting into your home. Let the professionals do that for you. So anyway, thank you guys. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all tomorrow on Ghosting with Anya live stream every night at 8 or a little after 8. And thanks for watching. Good night, everyone. Bye.